Hey guys, it's Haley and welcome to another bookish video. Today I'm going to be getting into my June TBR. I'm so excited to talk to you guys about the books that I'm going to read in June because June is my birthday month. I have my birthday on June 1st. I'm a double Gemini and June is my favorite month of the year. Every single year, if you've seen a previous June TBR of mine, I do mood reading. I just read anything my little heart desires. I try not to have a structured TBR, so all the books in this video are just going to be anything that called out to me from my shelves, anything that I'm in the current mood for, and I'm so excited about so many of these. We have thrillers, we have horror, we have weird speculative stuff, we have a little bit of romance, a little bit of nonfiction, a little bit of YA. It's really all across the board, and I'm so excited to share these books with you guys and see if I should prioritize any of them, if you guys like them, if you want me to feature them in vlogs. I am traveling a little bit during my birthday month and I will be filming cute little travel reading vlogs where I'm just going to be relaxing in fun locations, reading the books that y'all want me to read. Please, please, please comment down below the books that you guys would want to see in reading vlogs. And before we get into the TBR, I do just want to mention, not a sponsor of today's video, but I have an announcement. I have new merch. If you are a part of my Patreon, then you already know about the merch. You've probably already shopped the merch and you have a discount code. That goes for all the members of my Patreon, every single tier. So if you are not a member of the Patreon, you should definitely sign up for that. Everyone over there has a discount code, and I believe if you buy any of the merch, the discount is equal to or more than the first two tiers of my Patreon, the $3.99 and the $5.99. So it like pays for itself, really like providing my really dedicated followers on Patreon with discount codes for my merch. So I feel like I would rather get a discount code and get Patreon along with the merch rather than just paying full price for the merch if it's gonna be the same price anyway. Plus you get all of the benefits of Patreon. All of that is linked down below if you want to check that out. I will also just show you guys briefly what the new merch looks like. I redesigned my book club merch. So the new Pretty Girl Book Club merch design is very coquette, cutie, like my vibe for 2024. And these are not just like random coquette images, okay? Every single piece of this design has a little hidden meaning, whether it's a reference to one of my favorite books, songs, tattoos. They're very intentionally chosen. So I hope you guys like this new design. I am obsessed with it, and you can get it on a t-shirt, a hoodie, a pullover, a mug, a tote bag for all of your book hauls. And then I also have two designs that are no relation to my book club. They're just related to my channel in general. Of course, if you've watched my videos before, then you know my classic sign off. Don't forget to read a book and go to therapy this week. So we have the therapy and books sweatshirt, t-shirt, and hoodie. I absolutely love this design. And then I have a limited run of a second design that has a subtle little pop of pride for June, for Pride Month. The back is like a little bit off center, like cute little rainbow. Like I read a book and went to therapy this week, and then that design is really tiny in the corner on the front of the sweatshirt, t-shirt, whatever you get. I love these new designs and I hope you guys do too. Again, if you want to shop, everything will be linked down below. All right, now let's go ahead and get into my June TBR. Let's start out with some dark stuff. I've been feeling like I'm in a little bit of a darker mood. I don't know, like I'm circling back around to horror. I've been craving it a little more, so I have a couple dark books that I've been eyeing on my shelves. The first one is Geek Love by Catherine Dunn, and people say this is so dark, this is literally gonna rip your heart out and stomp on it. I guess I need to trust because some people reacting to reading this book, it's like very over dramatic. So I don't know if it's just, you know, acting that way for the camera or if it's genuine. I will give y'all the real tea. It says that Geek Love is the story of the Benuskis, a Carney family whose mater and pater familias set out with the help of amphetamine, arsenic, and radioisotopes to breed their own exhibit of human oddities. So they're like I don't want to say freak show, but that's like what comes to mind. That feels like very derogatory, but that's kind of like the colloquial term, I guess, of what they are. And as they take their act across the backwaters of the US, inspiring fanatical devotion and murderous revulsion, its members conduct their own Machiavellian version of sibling rivalry. Geek Love throws its sulfurous light on our notions of the freakish and the normal, the beautiful and the ugly, the holy and the obscene. I have no idea what to expect here, but I'm into it. I just already know that I'm into it. If it gives like AHS freak show vibes, that is my favorite season of AHS. I know that's a very unpopular opinion, but I love it. So I'm hoping that I'm gonna love this. And then the other dark book that I have on my TBR for June is Tonight, the Kids Are Taking Care of the Babysitter. Let's Go Play at the Adams, a novel of lingering horror by Mendel W. Johnson. And this book is a republishing of a paperback from hell. If you know of the Grady Hendrix nonfiction Paperbacks from Hell, I absolutely love that book. This is one that is mentioned in there, and Barnes & Noble has a collection of revamped Paperbacks from Hell. It says like there's an introduction by Grady Hendrix himself. I am a big fan of Grady Hendrix, so I'm excited to get into this one. It sounds like the kids are torturing their babysitter. I love little weird demon children. I love a creepy child trope, and I've heard it's pretty dark, so we will see what I'm thinking. Next up, to take a total left turn to something totally different, we have some YA romance. I have the next book in the American Royals series. This is Rain, and it's the 4th book. I read these as soon as they come out usually, and so it's been a little while. I need to read this one. I absolutely love this series. It follows the American royal family as if in the past, George Washington became king instead of our first president. I think it's such an interesting concept, and it's like all of the royal family drama, but taking place in America. We're following all of the siblings who were like in order to take the throne in the first book. So there's Beatrice, Samantha, and then Jefferson, the youngest son, Prince Jefferson, and there's like all these love triangles overlapping. There's political dynamics that they have to maneuver around, different aspects about being in the spotlight. One of our characters is queer, so I just absolutely love this cute little YA series, and I can't wait to get into the 4th book. I feel like that is just not a typical read for me, but I don't know what it is about that series. Since I read the first one, I've been absolutely hooked. I also have Girlhood by Melissa Phoebos. This is a nonfiction book, but it feels like a good birthday book. Like this feels like a good, I am now in the latter half of my 20s and I want to be nostalgic about it kind of book. It looks at how women develop throughout their lives, specifically through adolescence, and when we look back through an adult lens, how we can see some of the struggles that women experience growing up in a different light, in a more nuanced light, through the lens of feminism, through the lens of, you know, body awareness. It's part investigative reporting and part memoir in this book. It's about grief, power, and pleasure that women have been taught to deny. It says it's an anthem and a searing study of transitions into and away from girlhood towards a chosen self. So you see what I mean? Like this just feels very, I'm turning 26, and I am. Next up, I have a YA dystopian, and that is Only Ever Yours by Louise O'Neill. And this one has just been standing out on my shelves. I don't know why. It just sounds so interesting, the concept of it. The whole idea is that women in this school, or like young women in this school, it's like a boarding school, are not raised to be the smartest. They're raised to be the most beautiful. Like if you are at the top of your class, you're not getting straight A's. You're the most beautiful. So we are following two of the most physically perfect students at the school, Frida and Isabel. They're now 16 and they're in their final year at the school, and they've learned how to become the most beautiful girls they can possibly be. They fully expect to be selected as companions as they graduate, which are spouses to wealthy and powerful men. The alternative, to spend their lives as concubines or worse as chastities, is too horrible to even contemplate. But as the intensity of their final school year takes hold, the pressure to remain perfect becomes unbearable and they start to self-destruct. Ooh. I'm so excited about this. I love a little YA dystopian moment, and this type of commentary is so up my street, so I'm ready for it. Next up, I have an advanced copy of a highly anticipated horror book, and this is Youth Juice by E.K. Sathu. This is about a woman who gets a highly coveted position at a skincare company, and she becomes absolutely addicted to the products that she's marketing, specifically youth juice. But things take a turn when she learns the secret ingredient in youth juice and all of the deep dark underbelly behind the industry that she is working for. Sounds like very much like Rouge by Mona Awad, weird girl-centered horror, which is what I love. Next up, I have a couple contemporaries. One is more, I don't know, just like general fiction, and one is more romance. So I'll talk about the romance first. I have Attached at the Hip by Christine Riccio. I believe she's a booktuber, is she not? Am I like showing my lack of booktube lore knowledge? I don't know. I haven't read from her before. This book just was sent to me as an early hobby and it sounds really, really good. It says it's about a reality dating show that is Survivor meets The Bachelor, which is so crazy. Our main character is shocked when she ends up cast on an experimental romantic edition of this survival show, and is even more surprised to find that her high school crush has been cast on the show as well. So it's like their budding romance on the set of this reality show with this added element of survival. I think this is going to be so much fun. It sounds like the perfect light summer read with still like an element of like thrilling stuff in it. So I'm excited to see how this one is and to try out a booktuber book. I haven't read many. And then the more like general fiction book that I have on my TBR this month is Carrie Soto is Back by Taylor Jenkins Reid. This is the only Taylor Jenkins Reid book I believe that I have left to read, and I would love to get this one read so I could do a full deep dive video on her entire backlist, rank them for you guys, give you guys the full tea on all my thoughts, because I love her books and I would love to just talk about them in a full video. And after watching the movie Challengers, I want to read this even more because it's about a tennis star, Carrie Soto. I believe she was injured or she had like a career ending moment and she retired for 6 years, but now she's back at 37 years old. She comes out of retirement and she's being coached by her father for one last season in an attempt to reclaim her record from the girl who took it the previous year. It's going to be a very character-driven story, very emotional, as Taylor Jenkins Reid books usually are, and I usually love her flawed, morally gray main female characters, so I am looking forward to that. Also, doesn't this just give like a summer moment? I'm very into summer reading right now, obviously. Feeling the June vibes, so very excited for this one. And all the rest of the books on my TBR are some thrillers. I plan on definitely doing at least one thriller reading vlog this month, so here are the ones that I have to choose from. I will of course be reading One Perfect Couple by Ruth Ware. This is a new release about another like dating reality show. I believe a couple in this book tries to like hack the system. They apply separately, get cast, and nobody knows that they're actually involved with each other. They know each other, and so they show up planning to win the show together. But I believe things start to go wrong because this is not a romance, this is a thriller. I'm loving all the like tropical reality show vibes. This is my Pretty Girl book club pick for the month of June, and I'm so excited to discuss. If you want to read along with me, that takes place over on my Patreon, like I mentioned at the beginning of the video when I was talking about merch. So this is one I'll definitely be reading and definitely be vlogging over on Patreon. The other books that I have here, some of them just kind of like appeal to me at this current moment in time. Some of them I picked for the summer vibes. First up, I have The Disappearing Act by Catherine Steadman. I really like Catherine Steadman books. What is her one that I loved? Oh, Something in the Water. I loved that one, and it's also like a very good summer thriller, a great pool read. I'm hoping based on the cover that this one is giving the same thing. And this is about a British woman who moves to America to try to get her big break. She moves to Hollywood and she's like, I'm gonna be an actress. That was definitely more Australian than British, but you get it. And she ends up meeting this other aspiring actress who then goes missing. So they have this like weird and mesh tangled relationship, and our main character thinks it's her responsibility to figure out what happened to her. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be like a Simple Favor by Darcy Bell type situation, and I absolutely loved that book with this added like Hollywood starlet element. I think I'm gonna really like it. Next up, I have How to Kill Men and Get Away with It by Katie Brent. I have another Katie Brent book that I got from NetGalley early, so I would like to do a taste test video with that newer release and this one. I've never read from Katie Brent before, but it sounds like she writes kind of humorous, light murder mysteries. And this one follows a woman who I believe accidentally kills a man, or she kills him in self-defense. Yeah, she kills a man in self-defense that was following her, and then her addiction for killing started. It's described as deliciously dark, hilariously twisted, and it's a story about friendship, love, and of course murder. Next up, I have not read from this author in a minute, but I really, really want to. This one just kind of got lost in the shuffle of my overwhelming, at times, shelves. I have Beautiful Bad by Annie Ward. And this one sounds like the domestic drama that I love, and I know that I like the way Annie Ward does twists, so I'm hoping I'm gonna like this one. It says, Maddie and Ian's love story began at a party overseas while she was visiting her best friend, Joe. Now, almost 2 decades later, they're married with a beautiful son, living the perfect life. But when a camping accident leaves Maddie badly scarred, she begins attending writing therapy, where she gradually reveals her fears about her husband, concerns for her safety, and the couple's tangled, tumultuous past with friend Joe. From the electric streets of the Balkan Islands to a quiet suburb in Kansas, 16 years of love, fear, and history culminate in the day of the killing, when a frantic 911 call summons the police to the scene of a shocking crime. It's giving Drama City. Like, I absolutely need it. And are you kidding me? Like, the island setting, this is summer. Another one that feels like very suburban drama, also very summery, is The Block Party by Jamie Day. This is also a new to me author I've never read from before. And it says, the residents of the exclusive cul-de-sac on Alton Road appear to be living idyllic lives, but under the surface, they're all entangled in a bunch of secrets and scandals that all culminate at the summer block party, in which murder is on the menu. But who's the killer and why did they kill? Seems like a very straightforward rich people drama murder mystery. Next up, I have another rich people drama murder mystery, and this one is even summarier, if we could get that way, because it takes place on a yacht with like mega celebrities. Like, the last one was like suburban rich people drama. This is like extreme rich people drama. Okay, in The Lion's Den, we are following these 2 girls who get involved with this billionaire guy, and they go on his yacht and they invite, I believe, like 6 of their friends or something. Yeah, just as a handful of other girls. And once they get out on the sea, they are treated more like prisoners than guests, and they have to keep their wits as people start dropping dead if they want to make it off the yacht alive. And the last book that I have on my June TBR is just probably the most summery thriller I could pick to put on this list, and that is Vacation Land by Meg Mitchell Moore. Hello. Look at this cover. I love this cover so much. I'm definitely also reading this one on vacation for sure. This is not necessarily a thriller. It's more of like, I think Meg Mitchell Moore writes like good, shocking family drama stories. It's set in Maine and it tackles family secrets, marriage, motherhood, and privilege. Louisa is a writer and she's come back to her parents' house in Maine from Brooklyn for the summer with her 3 kids, no husband, and a barely written book. She's hoping that the breeze off the bay will blow away the worry she's feeling about her father's illness and the uncertainty about her life choices. And she's not the only one searching for something in Maine this summer. We're also following a woman named Christy who took a Greyhound bus to Pennsylvania with 1 small suitcase, $700, and a whole lot of emotional baggage. She's got a past that she's trying to outrun, but she can't keep her various lives from colliding forever. As the summer unfolds, secrets will show up, betrayals will come to light, and both Louisa and Chrissy will ask themselves what they're owed and what they owe others, plus how much responsibility they bear for the actions of previous generations. Ooh, this sounds so good. I cannot wait to read this one by the pool. So those are all of the books that I'm interested in reading this month in June for my birthday month. Happy June and happy birthday to all my fellow Geminis out there. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Don't forget to go down below and check out the merch if you're interested. I really feel like the Patreon discount is worth it, so get a chance to check out the Patreon as well. And if you like this video, go ahead and give it a like and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I mentioned in a previous video that only half of the people who watch my videos are subscribed. And so many people were like, oh my god, I didn't even realize that I wasn't subscribed. So if you're not, you definitely should. And of course, don't forget to read a book and go to therapy this week. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you in the next one. Bye.